help students in academic endeavor. The new goal of education in the educational field is to adapt it with technology and its feature. And I agree with it. In a generation where almost every nation has been trying and striving to make trying to put technology in the field of education, trying to make the educational system in a technological education. And every country has been striving for it. And how can you go against the fact? That the sense of computer classes, topic of educational technology, and the pride of our own college, where our college has been striving to promote technological education, where every information are sent out in technology, where we have Google Classroom, where some notes are sent to the Google Classroom, and where the student can talk to the teachers through Google Classroom or through email or phone, which has made it much more easier for us to converse. Back then, while the technology was not there, they would go. If I want to talk to the teacher for some information, I have to go to their places. But now technology has made it much more easier. These days, because of high technology, books are becoming lazier. We have online book reading app. For example, even today in our college, each ebook was published and launched by the Department of Sociology, which is possible only because of technology. Similarly, many others online books are there, which has made us easier to get access to the book through online instead of going to the bookstore searching for books, which has also helped students in making our work easier and making us have more time to study and focus on our education instead of going and searching for books. Not only that, even students get more platform to publish our works. For example, our college have drawbacks, degree of thought, where students can publish their works. And also it is sent even through the email, or we can get it online. So even people from other countries, they can access to it and read what our college student has written. This is only possible because of technology. If not because of technology, then it won't be possible for other people here to access to it. It will take a lot of time to access to it. Not only that, every student here, I believe, has mobile phone. Even my computer everyone present here, I believe everyone has phones in their hand, laptop, where all the educational materials are loaded. So it's only through technology that has made us help much more easier in education purpose and has helped students in academic endeavors. Thank you.
And I say no, technology does not help students in academic endeavors. Now here's my reason. The technology provides access information to us. Now, how is that helping that we are so dependent on technologies for information that we forget the methods, the research that we need to do? How is it is only making us lazier and be less motivated. Now, how is that helping us in education? Now, the other point is it's minimizing the creativity and the authenticity. We are not genuine in our work. In every assignment we do, we are only copying-pasting what is in the internet, in the search engines. Now the search engines are so highly accuracy that we are not even depending on ourselves, our ideas, but we are only dependent on the technology. Now that is minimizing the creativity as well as the authenticity. Now technology is also taking away the time from us. Time is precious and time waits for none. And that's how we are so dependent on technologies that we forget that this technology is separating us from studies, education, and the students. How so? Because the time management that I'm talking about is when we are doing something of work. Technology is a huge source of cheating. Now I'd like to say this. Washington Post wrote an article that the teachers are reporting about students being distracted in class, students cheating from technologies. Now, I'd like to say that education, it is a part of educating ourselves, attaining knowledge, and also it is a learning process. Now, since education is a learning process, how is cheating in a class using technology helping the students in achieving the academic endeavors? Last but not the least, we are so dependent on all this artificial intelligence that one day we might be taken over by all this artificial intelligence. And what is the purpose of us studying when we will be ruled by all this artificial intelligence and have no future? That is all. Thank you.
Technology is helping in every way, be it in the student or be it in the office. Like for example, let me take an example of my friend Inato and Ning. They are the best in our class. So how are they topping the class? They are not only looking on the books, but they are doing some research. Going through articles through technology, that is mobile phone or laptop, and through that they are scoring marks. Not only like we say that. Learning should not be boring. Learning should be interesting. That is how they learn and that is how they score marks. So like when we just look at the books, we get bored. But when we go through the internet, we find something like YouTube's where we get to learn some new ideas of our lessons. And take an example of our practical papers as a management student. Say like we're absent in a class, but if we need some explanation, we can go through YouTube and look at the videos of how the problems have been solved, and that is how it helps in our academic career. And based on office or outside, just take an example of finance. Taking calculator and just looking at it and calculating, it takes time. But when we work it on computer or say like in phone, we have some particular app which can make it easier and which saves our time, and not only saves our time but also makes us productive. Thank you.
So like one of the members from Motions has said that studies should be in an interesting way, but according to me, we should not first think of like our career, but we should also think about our health first. Social media is known to be a great social network tool, but its tools in students' life, it hamper our career and our health issues. Some of which are Facebook depressions. Facebook depressions means social disturbance associated with social media usage. Excessive use of Facebook leads to emotional disturbance. The second one is cyberbullying. It is the use of social media to communicate false, embracing, and hostile information to specific user. Among the major effects of social media, cyberbullying is an evil that has become such a typical today. Even so, if victims for prolonged cyberbullying often end up with psychosocial problems like depressions, isolations, stress, and some even become suicidal. The third point is sleep deprivation. Social media is among the leading causes of sleep deprivation. Staying online in social media for longer periods or durations, it leads to high possibility of sleep deprivation. The fourth point is lower self-esteem. This can mostly refer to girls also, and not even to boys as well, because this means that like they start comparing themselves with high celebrities after spending time on social media. It negatively affects their self-respect and dignity. The next one is social isolation. There is a radical relationship between the use of social media and social isolation. Most of us think that by using social media we are connected to different people, but if we think in a deeper way, we are actually out of our present moment and our life. The next one is poor concentrations. Negative effects of social media on students can be seen easily. Different tasks like classwork, homeworks, or assignments, etc. need more concentrations, deal with something important, but now many students live a habit of simultaneously using social media, which affects their concentration power.
Technology is very essential in our life because we are living in the 21st century and we are modernized. And I should say technology is not just a material, it's part of our life because whenever you do a single thing, you depend on it. Just for example, you want to study something, you need a book. You don't want to drive from here to the town just to get that one book. You can get it on Google. You can just get it from our library. There's Kindle, that is also part of technology. You can read books from there. You don't need to waste money to buy all those big books just to read once. So I think technology is very important. And just for instance, like you want notes from your friends. So your friend is not staying here. So what you do, you just take a picture from it, you just take it. And I believe that every student in this college has passed because of it. The technology saved us from backlogs. Because we don't have to go to libraries, sit there and write notes. So yeah, we depend on technology. And in the technology, we have our Wikipedia, which is very important for our assignments because we don't know which book we'll refer to. So that is an honesty. And I should also say that many parents, they say that technology and many teachers, they have negative aspects on technology because it says that necessity is the mother of all invention. If it wasn't necessity, then why would people invent it in the first place? They invent it so that we can learn something from it, we can use it for our own beneficial, and I think technology is playing a vital role in every student life. It's not only for the student, but also for the teachers because, you know, just like one of our friends mentioned, the education should be interesting. So we have our Google Classroom, we have our presentation, and also, you know, you can have fun, you can just browse, you can just surf through the internet, learning new things. And that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Now, with this technology that Mawati Open are talking about, they are supporting, the one they are supporting. It is because of this technology that we are in the near future when machines will be overtaking humans. Due to the humans, they have become reluctant and they are relying too much on the machines and technologies that someday we will be overtaken by the machine. And also I would like to say we are losing our culture. Due to technology, we can see other cultures around the world, the foreign countries, their culture, we adapt them. Losing sight of our own culture, our true self, the original us. I would like to add some more on what one of my team have said about the health issues. We can see it because of the technology. There are many health issues in human. In a simple term, we can put it in eyesight. The problem of eyesight. There are a lot of people in the world having a poor eyesight because of technologies. Because of the mobile phones, the laptops, and everything. Technology have created our human. And privacy hacking. Because of this technology, there are many cyber hackers in the world sitting in the corner, hacking or checking out history, our browsing history, and they might be publicizing it to the world without our knowledge. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
My apologies is that whatever I'm going to say, it's not true, because I'm going to lie, because I'm totally addicted to technology, and technology has ruined my life. But according to the other open point of view, I will be saying it. I would like to say is that now it's 21st century and it's not 19th or 20th century. And without technology, our student life in India, it's not comparable with the other country. And technology has played a very important role in student life, because as in colleges, example Google Class or any kind of apps which are helping in students. And technology also helps to those students who are, or those people or students who are dropped out from the college or school, because technology they help them in earning their income, or for their daily needs like YouTube. They become a YouTuber, or some those who are handsome or pretty but drop out from the college, they just use Instagram or any kind of popular common apps which they can earn money. And the technology which has been invented in the early of the 19th or 20th century, if we are not utilizing it in our academic endeavors towards for the student, then it's of no use. Then the thing or the technology that they have invented, it's it becomes useless for them and for us also. So at last I would like to conclude is that the uses of technology towards student life, it's not that it's affecting the student because of their own mentality, but it depends on the student whether they should use it all the time, or they should be using it in a good way, negative way, or positive way. It depends on them. Thank you.
Well, my dear fellow friends, those who are sitting out here, please be aware, because my dear fellow opponents might lead you to another way. They will say technology is good because they think, because they think, but it has already spoiled them. Please keep that in mind. It has already spoiled them, but they still think technology helps students. See, I want to say that this technology is affecting students in many ways. We are mostly depending on the technology, Wikipedia, these things, but if you are depending on Wikipedia, on other resources that is published on the internet source, these things, you are only depending on that, and so I'll ask you, where is the originality work? Will you say that depending on the internet source, depending on the technology, you are well educated, you are qualified? Are you brave enough to say that you are educated, you have gained something, but you have gained all those things through others, nothing from your side? And my dear fellow opponents, might have also said that this technology has helping us through where we don't need to go to the library, these things and all, but see, I will say myself, during my exam time, I prefer Spark Notes where I read only summary. But that is not helping me, because I'm not reading the whole entire book. I'm only referring to the technology which is providing me. And that is not leading me the whole information which I want to receive. So this technology is really affecting the student, and where is also misleading the student to use their own originality, to use their own what they can to go up to their level. It's limiting their level because they think whatever they need is on the technology, so they don't need to work hard, but we need to work hard to learn something and to gain something. Without learning something and getting something from it, it's not a success. Really, success means without hard work. And when we talk about success, copying other words is just a cheating from other words. That is technology. Is not a true success. Thank you.
Technology helps students in achieving academic endeavors. Yes, of course it does. I am so shocked when my friends came up here and said that technology does not help students. But look around you, technology is all around you. And let me point this out. Technology, when we talk about technology, we're not just talking about smartphones or laptops or the internet. But technology, see this is technology. This is technology. And then like with all these things is helping us. It is helping us to like achieve our academic endeavors. Like we are able to sit comfortably in our classrooms because of the fans that is above our heads. And then we are able to, our friends talked about cheating and doing assignments, paste and copy pasting and all that. It is not on the fault of technology that we are copy pasting. Technology is not telling you to just paste and copy assignments. Technology is just giving you what you need. It depends upon us whether we use it in the right way or in the wrong way. So the fault is not in technology, but it is in us. So I like in that point I want to say that technology is helping us if we are using it in the right way. But if you use it in the wrong way, then of course it is spoiling you. It is bad for us, of course. But if we use it in the right way, it is helping us in our academic endeavors. Now, look at the top universities in the world. Not only in Nagaland, not only in India, but in the world. Look at the top universities. All of these universities are equipped with the latest technologies, and most of these universities are the ones providing the latest technologies that we use. Students from these universities are the ones providing technologies that we use, some of the technologies that we use. So it is helping them achieve their academic endeavors. It doesn't only technology, the academic endeavors does not only involve us. It is helping them achieve their academic endeavors, but we are the one using it in the wrong way. That's why you are of the view that technology is not helping us, but that is not the point. Now, I hope all of us here have heard about open schools. These open schools, like Indira IGNO, I'm sure you have heard of IGNO, Indira Gandhi National Open University. This system, it does not only help students, like it is not a university that has an institution, but it helps students through technologies, using smartphones, using the internet, and it spreads all over India, helping students who are not able to come to classes, regular classes like us, who are working like part-time jobs for their daily lives. So it is helping those kind of students in their achievement for academic endeavors. And let me give a very close to us example, ALS coaching. I'm sure all of us have heard about ALS coaching. ALS coaching, it's not that coaches, like teachers, lecturers are coming here and teaching us. It is that the lecturers, they are having their classes in Delhi, but students in Nagaland and all over India are getting the opportunity to listen to these first-class lectures because of this technology. Now let me give you a challenge. I want to challenge you guys, since we're all students here. I want to see how you top the next exams in your class without technology. Do not use Google Classroom. Do not use the internet, and try to top the next exam semester that is coming up. And I want to say about something in the end. Don't study hard, but study smart. Thank you.
I want to start saying that whether it's the 19th century, 20th century, 21st century, knowledge is knowledge. So, and knowledge and learning is something which existed way before technology came into being. Now, one of our worthy opponents has mentioned that technology helps us in academic endeavors if we use technologies properly. Exactly, if we use technologies properly. Question is, how many of us use technology properly? For what do we use technology? What do we do most of the time? Ask yourself that question. Now, moving on, my worthy opponent mentioned about publishing books. Now let me tell you, what was published best classic works were published, best novels were published, best articles were published, best journals were published. When they were published, in the 18th century, 17th century, 19th century, what was there? What technology was there? No technology. Next, somebody was mentioning about toppers in the classrooms. I want to ask you, were there no toppers in the classroom before technology was invented? There was, right? Next. Now, we are very dependent on internet sources, right? We want to do an assignment, parts Wikipedia. We want to do an assignment, parts YouTube. Now, my question to you is, how accurate is the data which you are writing? Is it accurate? Because when I did my personal assignment, it's from an experience, I went to this YouTube channel, and the person who was narrating said the main character's name wrong. Now, how is that accurate? When the main character of the novel's name is wrong from this YouTube channel, what's the accuracy of the technology? One more point, technology is not permanent. You were mentioning about the lights. Now, imagine you're studying and then the light goes and you're like, I won't study because the light went off. So you know, you're dependent on technology even to study. So how is it helping you? Then, a very important thing in academics is your interaction, your body language, and your development, which is hampered by technology. Why I say this is because technology hampers face-to-face interactions. And so when you go for an interview, you lose the necessary body language. And so that's where you get the negative points. So, I want to add one more thing, and this is my final point. So, one of my opponents said, we depend on technology to pass and we need technology to pass. Let me tell you, to pass is okay, but what about knowledge? What's the use of passing without knowledge, right? So in that way, technology is not helping us again in our academic interviews, but it's sort of degrading our quality in academic interviews. That's all. Thank you.
Technology, like there is some reliable source. Even if you go to the library, like there are some books like which you can't rely on. Those like there are some errors while typing and all those stuff. So like whenever I've done all those stuff, I used to refer to technology. There are some reliable sources. Like I used to, sometimes when I don't understand what my teacher teaches, I used to go to webinar. It's an app where they teach you. And also, if I'm not that clear with the grammar or something like that, I used to go to Grammarly and check my grammar. So like in that way, it has made me much more better in the sentence construction and all those stuff. So like the question, so like the points which I have spoken, it's not reliable. Just like my verbal opponents, my fellow mates have said, it depends on how we use it. So like I would like to give you time to comment. So my question is, just because one app or one YouTuber is not correct, how can you say that that technology is not reliable? Because like there are some technologies or app or speaker in the YouTube like who are very reliable, who brings sources to give us. Like after researching, so how can you say that technology, just because a YouTuber or someone is not correct, how can you say that it's not reliable? And also, one more question, like whenever we're in the classroom and when our teacher teaches us, when they say a word which we don't understand, we don't carry the big dictionary here and there. But because of technology, we can just go to the phone and search the meaning of the word. So,
Okay, thank you for the question. Well, I'd like to answer your question with a question format. So you are saying that, how is technology not reliable? My answer to you is, how is books not reliable then? You say that when a YouTuber or a person in technologies or website is giving you just one small mistakes and we are saying that we are not reliable. So here's my answer in the form of question. If a book gives you one small mistakes, then and not considering of everything, then tell me why are you quarreling with us that a book is not worthy enough to be trusted. And also, like the next question of yours is that the use of technology is you are giving us the perfect example that because of this use of technology, we are getting lazier. We are not using the proper studies method like I say. Because we are only depending on technologies that is making us demotivated in our students' life. That's it. Thank you.
I didn't say that book was not reliable, but what I said was what someone from your group has said. They point out that YouTuber made mistake and all those stuff. So what I want to say was just like they said that YouTubers, just because of some YouTuber, we can't say, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, so there are some books which are correct, and also there are some YouTubers which are correct. So we can't say that technology doesn't help and all those stuff. Thank you.
So on behalf of the motion, I would like to, come with a conclusion or try to say what I want to say to them. So my word opponent say that media is addiction, right? So media is addiction. So you mean eating food is addiction? Or like you mean like even reading novels is addiction, right? Novels, people who are addicted to novels, when they finish reading one novel, they are addicted to go for another novel. Similarly, tobacco is an addiction, right? So anything which we don't use it in a correct way, that's addiction. We cannot say that only media is causing an addiction or spreading the education. Second, losing culture. Some of my warrior opponents say that through media we're losing culture. So I want to say that in say like you sharing your culture to me, I might forget it later, or I might die and I might not pass it to my next generation. But when you store it in technology, say traditional dance, someone is performing a traditional dance, you record it, keep it in YouTube or keep it in technology, it will never end. It will go, pass on the generation to generation, which makes it long-lasting culture. And originality, you say that technology is reducing the originality, but let me say it. Someone who produced a camera, that is a technology. He produced it by himself, that is original, that is originality. And one of my warrior opponents said that no technology, there was no YouTube and all in 19th or 18th centuries. Let me say this, you are saying like anda pela ya murga pela, something like that. Because you see, people are the creation of technology, not technology creation of people. So I come to the conclusion that with a quote that technology is knowledge and utilizing is wisdom. Thank you.
I'm going to argue or answer the point of whatever my warrior opponent has just said. First point, addiction, on the topic of addiction. Okay, you say that reading book or novel is also an addiction. Is eating food is also an addiction. You're asking about addiction. Okay, reading book, when you become addicted to reading novel, is it not helping you as a student? That in other words, you are saying that when you are really totally addicted in reading novel, it's not helping you at all, but it's leading you to other cases. But here we are talking about addiction on technology, where when you are totally addicted to technology, you spend most of the time in technology concerning more on the things on it, but living about the reality of the world. We're talking about that, but you are bringing out the other topic, which is like we cannot accept that. I personally cannot accept that, because reading, if you are addicted to novel, addicted in reading novel, I'll give you thumbs up, because that's what the topic we are talking about. Technology
is technology helping student in academic endeavor? Then technology part of cut novel reading. The reality is helping in you in your academic endeavor. Second part. I'll answer about the originality. When you said about the originality, or in something talking about this camera. Okay, is this camera knowledge? Is this camera a knowledge that which you have made by your own? You have owned it, but you didn't make it. And how can you say that when we are talking about the originality of your own work in an academic field, where you do your own research by your own knowledge which you have in your brain, and when you use that, we are talking about the originality of those things. We are not talking about the originality of owning something by ourselves. So that's my answer to your originality.
So, according to my what he have said, he has come to an end that we need technology. Now, when you were saying this, did you realize that the word "need" is very strong? We need it. When we say that, those are our basic necessities. For like food and shelter, those are basic necessities. Those are all needs. Now, humans have been learning even before the introduction of technology. It is human, it was human to bring out technology, not technology. What I'm asking is, do we really need technology to move on? It is the human that, because it is the human that developed technology. It was the human. It is just a purifier. It is just a satisfaction. Now, do we really need it? No, I don't think so. I'm totally against it.
I just want to answer and also questions to my worthy opponent. My orders brother just said that we don't need technology. But I hope you know the meaning of technology. What is actually technology needed? Okay, first of all, just imagine what you're wearing. It's a school uniform or college uniform, right? So it's manufactured from through only technology. Without technology, we will be naked now. So technology is really needed in our student life. Like our brother had said, books, pen, or any kind of applications. It's all through technology. And yeah, our sir has said that without light, pen, we won't be able to study. So like technology is not helping us. But let's say we're using candle, okay? So candle is manufactured from where? It's only through technology. Then before we counter any kind of any topics, or we should go back to the origin, like how it's originated or how it's established. So that's my answer. And my question is technology helping you? That's my question. If so, yes, then okay. No, then why? Thank you.
So some of my worthy opponent has asked like, from where all these fans, all these lights are technology, and we have to know the origin of all these inventions. And the origin of any invention is not technology. The origin of any invention is an idea. The origin of any invention is always a question. The origin of any invention is always knowledge. You have to know something in order to be able to make something, right? Let's just say I want to make a paper boat. Now there is paper in front of me, there is everything, but if I don't have the knowledge to make the paper boat, how will I do it, right? You're getting my point? So the origin of any invention is always knowledge, it's always curiosity, and it's always a question. It was never technology, because as my word, philosophy says, first came knowledge, first came men, then came knowledge, then came technology. Now, I would like to answer your question if technology is helping me. Now, technology honestly has positive impacts, for that I will, but it really has a negative impact on me. as an individual. Why? Because academically, I cannot solely depend on technology. I have to depend on the resources, on the original resources available. I cannot really depend on the accuracy of technology, that's what I'm saying. Because why should I go and search a word meaning when I have a dictionary at home? I can just click the dictionary. So when I have all the original sources from technology also lowers down my confidence. It spoils my body language. I become self-conscious. Why? Because I see people better than me, because I'm like, oh, I am not like them. So in what way is it helping me? Instead, if I could turn away from technology, if I could focus on myself, on gaining my knowledge, then maybe I would be a better person. Now, technology is helping us. We are talking about lights, about everything, but I want to say that even before lights existed, even before candles existed, people existed. So, really, technology, even if I use it, I wouldn't say it helps me in every sense. That's it.
Some of the members have said that technology affects students. But for instance, I'll give an example. I've been observing, even in my classmate as well, that even after giving excessive warning to students not to use mobile phones inside the classroom, but they use it even during lecture time. So what do you say about that? And one of the members say that don't study hard but study smart. But I would like to say that with smart work, we may be successful, but with hard work, we can become who we really are. And for instance, like great philosophers or scientists, during the ancient time, they did not have technology, but with their hard work, they became successful. So that's...
Using one of the lines used by my last opponent. So my last opponent say, knowledge is knowledge. So I want to ask you, whether it is a book or whether we get it from the internet, it is still knowledge, right? But the difference is that we are able to access information, or we are able to access knowledge easier and like in a faster way than books. So I want to ask you, what is the difference if we are getting knowledge from technology, we are getting knowledge from books and technology, but in my point of view, we are getting knowledge easier and in a faster way using technology. So in your opinion, what is the difference between technology and books, since knowledge is knowledge?
I'll just give a simple answer again. Knowledge without hard work is not knowledge. It's just copy. So, in my opinion, the difference between technology and books is the way in which you gain your knowledge. Because when you turn to technology, you're just one click away from knowledge, right? Your effort is minimized, right? But when you turn to books, one, you go to more resources. Two, you sharpen your brain. Three, your knowledge increases. So that's the difference. I think it shapes you more as a person if you're going to, it promotes I think it instills more principles in you as a person, because once you turn to sources other than technology, you become more hardworking, and I think your knowledge is slightly better if you skip from technology, because the original sources are still original sources and technology is still technology.